Righty, here we are. Sydney Pet Peeves. We've been talking about doing this for a while, and we're glad you're here, Neil, to help us vent through some of these. So we also asked you guys, the listeners, to write in with some of your ones. So we'll go through those ones first. We've got about 20 something odd. We'll just quickly rattle through those ones, maybe discuss them as well. First one, confusing parking signs. You've seen the ones where it's like no parking, but then it's like the one below it says like parking between 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday to Friday, but then Saturday it's 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. you're allowed to, and there's like no loading or whatever.
Yeah, we went into the city like last month or 2 months ago, maybe a year ago, I don't know. Anyways, you found a spot to park and I had to stand there for like 2 minutes to understand this sign, whether you could park or not. Because you're right, it said Monday to Friday, Saturday to Sunday, public holiday, vehicles over 6 meters, like then no stopping. Like, what?
Dude,
we could park.
You need like a PhD to freaking like decipher these parking signs.
There's people at the council that are just competing with each other to try to get as many signs up there as possible.
Dude, there was one where we parked, it was like near a stadium, and then we found it said, it was like on a weekend, so it said like 4p or 5p. So we parked there, and then we came back and we had a ticket, and it turns out during game days, you're not allowed to park there, but there's no sign for it. You're meant to just know it based on like the council like rules that they have. $500.
I swear they're just making shit up. And it's up to interpretation.
Yeah.
It's like those really confusing tax laws where it's like, oh, it's just up to a certain point. You can just interpret it how you want.
Just vibe it out.
Have you seen those ones where it's like probably like, let's say 15-minute parking, but it says except for like Monday to Sunday, 4 to 9 p.m. or some shit. Have you seen those ones?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Dude, my favorite one is like, I found a cool trick that usually schools have a no parking outside them, but they're only no parking from Monday to Friday. So usually if you go on a weekend, you can actually park in front of a school. So there's a few in the city, like in Darlinghurst, where you can park the entire day on a weekend.
Smart.
Yeah.
Parking outside school setting.
Well, when I'm allowed to be near them, yes.
They look at your GPS history. Whoa, this guy goes to a lot of schools.
Yeah, your Google Maps is fucking wild, bro.
Please stop painting me in this light. All right. We've got a few car-related ones. So the next one is people not waving you when you let them into traffic. This is one of my all-time, mate. It's just a bit of respect. If you indicate and I let you in, just a quick little, one of these ones, Heil Hitler's into the rearview mirror. That's all I ask.
I feel like it's dwindling these days.
Dude,
I don't see it as
I
much.
always do it, but no one ever does it whenever I let them in.
Yeah.
I even go out of my way. I'll put the window down. I'll put my hand out the window.
Okay, Jesus.
You do it out the window.
I'll do it out the window.
Damn.
You may as well just roll up and start knocking on their window as well, man. Come on, give me a wave.
I'm just a good Samaritan.
Going off that though, you know what I've noticed a lot of people do these days? So when they're trying to signal and like merge in, instead of like waiting for a gap, they put their hand out and tell you to wait. Have you seen that?
No, I've never seen that.
Like just say you're merging on the driver's side and they indicate when they full put their hand out the window and just start merging.
I've only seen cyclists do that.
Yeah.
It's like how cyclists do it.
Yeah.
Do this.
This
Dude,
guy's
that's
rolled
wild.
down his window.
It's only fucking utes, bro. What am I going to do with my little Honda Civic, man? Total myself?
I'm such a man. I need to be the fucking indicator myself. Showing off the guns, actually.
It's really tense, that forearm.
On that note, Hiluxes that speed up your ass with their bright LED lights.
Yeah. I've had one or two of them. They're fucking,
Dude,
yeah.
how are they not illegal? Like that's like the lights, especially at night, like those lights are so bright, you can't see out the back of your rear view mirror. Like it's dead set, like just like you're going into heaven or some shit. Just that's how bright the lights are.
It's also intimidating, man. It's like fucking Optimus Prime's coming right behind you with that you just struck, dude.
Because I drive a small car as well. So like when it's like, yeah, it is these massive trucks coming right behind you. It is quite intimidating.
I have not road rage, but road rage. So when people have road rage, it makes me mad. Because it's like, bro, like I'll be doing it 60 and it's just 2 lanes. So there's just the 1 lane. They can't overtake me. And then someone will come right up behind me. I'm probably doing like 58 or some shit. Fucking beeping. Fucking overtakes me even though there's just the 1 lane. Fucking speed up, cunt. And just keeps going. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy, bro? Like, wow.
He knows the difference between 58 and 60. He's like, nah, this guy's done.
This guy. Oh, I got to get to the footy or wherever he goes. Fucking happy hour.
Happy hours.
I got to get there. Why are you in such a rush, bro?
Does Sydney have the most aggressive drivers in Australia?
Surely.
In Australia, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But compared to other parts of the world, we're actually pretty chill. Like I drove a bit in Europe and I saw the Italians are so aggressive. They'll do what you did, but they'll do it at like 200 kilometers an hour. Like you'll be on a highway. I was going like at 160 and people are still overtaking you going at like 180, 200 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
On a 4-lane highway. Brother, just go into the other lanes. Why are you coming that far up
They're
my
like
ass?
5 coffees deep by 10 a.m. They're like, hey, come on, the motherfucker. You better move.
Dude.
Like, where are they going? They don't work in Italy, so where are they going?
I gotta eat my mum's pasta. Get out of the way.
Another place I wouldn't drive is anywhere in Asia.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Dude, dead
India
set.
looks so... It looks impossible to drive.
Dude, I went to India like in the last year and we had a driver because my dad's like, there's no way in hell I'm driving there. And I'm like, that's fair enough. So we were driving and this guy, there was 4 lanes of actual roads.
Yeah.
And then there was like a bit of grass on the left, sorry. And so there was 2 lanes within the grass itself. And so we were in one of the grassy lanes and we were trying to cut back in and this guy wouldn't let us in. So my driver stopped the car, put in park, got out and went over to the other guy and started yelling into the guy's window and then went back in and they're like, that's it, just moved on with his day. Like nothing happened. And apparently that's common occurrence in India.
Wow. Yeah, driving in India is like what Bollywood is to Hollywood. They've said, you guys have these rules, we don't. Do whatever the fuck you want.
We'll remake them.
Do whatever you want. Except if the cow's on the road, then everyone stops. And then everyone's very serious. But yeah. Yeah, if there's a human on the road, go for
Fuck
it, bro.
that.
There's too many, bro. What's one?
I still have a core memory as like a kid. Like my uncle's like, all right, we're gonna go to like the time zone of India, and he's like driving on this motorway, and he's like, all right, kids, get ready, and he's just like treating it as a roller coaster, like going lane to lane, and I'm there strapped with my seatbelt, just like shit. Like 11-year-old me just being like, what the fuck is going on?
It's something else, man. That's why Indians have such high blood pressure. It's not the diet; it's just the driving. When you go there as well, then I think they've got some because there's so much corruption because they've had some law where it's like, all right, the taxis need to have a seatbelt. I swear to God, you get in the taxi, they've got the belt and no buckle. You go in there and it's like they've got. They're like, hey, we put the seatbelt in, man. What else do we need to do?
You didn't tell us it needs to actually fit in. Yeah.
All right, next one on the Sydney pet peeve list: shops closing early. So shops close at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
People finish work at 5 p.m.
Dude, it's just an Aussie thing. You go anywhere else in the world, everything's open a bit late, especially in a big city.
Yeah.
It's pretty stupid, hey.
It's pretty backwards. Like in Asia, and I'm sure in parts of Europe, like things are like normal shops are open until like 7, 8, 9 p.m. every day. Like it's like late night shopping every single day there.
I think Australia still thinks everyone's a tradie who like works from 4 till 2.
Next one, high school students who are very loud on public transport. I don't think that's a Sydney specific thing. I feel like that's everywhere.
It's definitely annoying, but I do have to admit, when I was a teenage boy, you can't help it.
Oh,
You're just full of cum. And
that's not where I thought that was going.
Probably shouldn't be talking about teenage boys.
Not with Senny around as well.
You're just horny and like you got all this energy
you're
and you're with
riled
the boys,
up, bro.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh fucking yeah, fucking check out this YouTube video, cunt.
Yeah, everything is so aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, I found it. Subscribe to this motherfucker, and you're like, whoa,
There's
all right.
a lot of that. Yeah.
We were serial offenders for this as well in high
notorious
school.
for this.
Yeah.
So we took the bus. Our bus in the morning would also go from
So it went from Castle Hill
to Hornsby, and a lot of people work in Hornsby. So it's a very busy bus. But we were on the back seat without fail every single day. And as fucking just loud yelling fucking obscenities,
Yeah.
probably racism, sexism.
Hey.
It was Rohit, not us. But like, we were just saying all sorts and just being a nuisance. We got called out from the school a couple times.
People would ride into the
We got
school with,
reported.
we got reported to school multiple times for like our behavior on the
Yeah,
bus.
because I joined their school when I was in year 11, and
Okay.
I had heard of the legend of the M60 boys. Apparently, is what they call them.
The M60, because that actually sounds like a gang. M60 sounds like a gun. I would not fuck with the M60 boys.
And then you'd actually see us and I'm like, oh, it's these guys.
Yeah, and you look up at like a
Nerds.
Transdev
Did you
bus.
was it private? Did you have like a preppy school uniform? Or
It was a public school, but we wore ties and everything. Yeah.
so like, fuck the M60 boys. This is their route. Don't go near. And then it turns out it's just a bunch of
Curry guys.
Scrawny.
Their bags like way down their back because the textbooks are weighing them down.
We got fucking glasses on and everything.
We at our school, so there was a bunch of different schools that caught this one bus, and we were a selective school, so we got. Dude, the year 11s on our bus got bullied by and because the school opposite us was a sports school, so it was all rugby league players that it literally would bash the principal. I'm not even making that up. There's a story about the principal getting bashed. Like some giant redhead kid called. And then everyone at the bus was, oh fuck, you hear fucking Billy fucking deck the principal out. Like it was a legend. And then that guy he was a stereotypical American bully. He was actually Nelson Muntz. Like, it was so fucking scary, that guy. But anyway, they'd be on our bus all the time, and we were relatively well behaved, and then they would do the craziest stuff. So one time this is actually bad, but there was the senior citizens bus, and this was on a bridge. Everyone's doing 80. And so they're like showing their dicks and like, just rude fingers and all sorts of stuff. And then they were spitting at the bunch. Just like horrendous stuff. And I swear to God, one of them was like, fuck, I don't have anything to throw, bro. Oh, here, throw my wallet. And like, dumb as shit. And then the senior citizen bus parked in front of our bus at the next stop. They all ran off the bus really quickly. This guy was irate, as you would be, just furious because it's dangerous as well. Comes always like, oh, who was that? Who was that? And then they were all like, oh, it was the Carringba kids. And it was not us at all. We were sitting there at the front, but we were too scared to say anything.
So you copped it?
They called our school, yeah.
Shit.
And we had a talking to, and then the teacher eventually realized it wasn't us. But yeah, that was like torture, that bus. It was just, you went to the nerd school all day.
Yeah.
And then you dealt with the footy kids.
The jocks.
Yeah, the jocks.
Yeah, we had a similar story. So we also went selective school, and there was like private schools near us. And one day we got called in assembly, and then the principal to the whole school was like, we've heard the boys on the M60 bus have been pushing pregnant ladies.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So like, obviously it wasn't us, and it got found that it wasn't, us, it was a private school.
Yeah,
but
it was Barker. Fuck you.
Fucking
cunts.
Barker. All right. But we had to live with that reputation. Every little thing we do, oh, you're going to push another pregnant lady, huh? So we had to live with that rep, even though we were nowhere near
We
him.
did nothing. There was another day as well. We weren't exactly innocent in all this. There was one day, same bus route on the way home. It was like a really hot afternoon. So me, Ro, and Migs had the genius idea of pressing the bus stop at the button at every single stop. So what was normally a half an hour bus trip turned into an hour. And eventually the bus driver got to like Cherrybrook and he stopped the bus. He's like, whoever keeps pressing the bus, get off the bus right now. Jesus. And then it was just silence for like 5 minutes as we sat there. No one obviously owned up to it. So he gave up. He's like, all right, I'm going to keep driving. And then we just pressed the button straight away.
Oh, bus drivers have patience of steel, man.
Yeah.
I could not imagine doing that. We once had, I'd live around the St. George area. So I'd get off at Cogra train station. Yeah, Cogdog or whatever. And then I never actually lived there. But
we've tried not to mention the Cogdog at least once this episode.
I'm in the neighboring suburb. And then, so you get this bus, and there's these kids from Cogra High School, which were just they wouldn't even push the button, bro. They just yell, "Oi, bus!" I swear to God, these kids with the same mullet would just get off. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. They would just be sitting there up the back talking, and then there'd be a stop coming up. Rather than press the button, "Oi, bus! Stop!"
It's so fucking primal, bro.
Yeah, man.
Such a
Just like that,
behavior.
like that Ute guy. Just, I'm not fucking pressing the button, bro. That's gay. I'm gonna yell it out. Fucking stop.
Oh, man.
Dude, you reckon kids are still like that these days?
I've heard they're worse.
You reckon?
I've heard they're worse. They're on their phones all day and they're vaping and they just don't have boundaries. But I don't know.
Yeah, we
That
never
could
had
be-
like those, the social media days. We were pretty young to it. I
Yeah,
think.
we were
getting
way
into
before
it.
that time.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I had Facebook and MSN and all that. Like, yeah, I had social media, but not the smartphone.
Yeah.
So I think that
Yeah,
I didn't have a
yeah.
smartphone throughout high school. I just
Yeah.
had like a Nokia brick, whatever.
Yeah.
In a
Towards the end
cover.
of
I had
it,
a
yeah.
cover and then I'd clip it onto my pants
Oh.
because it
you
was
were
like
a
the dad
nerd.
thing. But then I was like, yeah, I owned it, and I didn't even put it in the pocket. I put it so that everyone could see.
Yeah, you got to, man. Flex on him.
3310.
Yeah, one of those. Whatever it was great. It lasted my whole high school.
Jesus.
Played Snake.
Imagine now someone whipping out their iPhone 15 from one of those clip covers.
Bring the clip back. That would be great.
Dude. All right, next one. Sydney trains not functioning in the rain. You know, the second there's a bit of moisture on the train tracks, that's it. The whole system's down. I actually don't get why that happens.
Yeah, once it happens, like, 50th time, it's like, dude, surely who's learning from this? There's got to be someone out there who's being like, all right, we're not going to repeat the same mistake, and then it just happens again the next day.
But like this, you just know, like as soon as you see it's cloudy, you're like, all right, this is it. I'm trying, like people at work will see that the rain is coming, like, oh, I'm going to leave a bit early to try and avoid any kind of train cancellations.
Yeah, or else you're at Central for like an hour.
Yeah,
Just like in the fucking musty Central station where everyone's sweat is just coming up because everyone's waiting. Yeah.
And then as a side point to that, someone said being made to tap on for replacement buses.
Oh, true. Yeah, most of the time they don't.
I thought they're free.
Yeah, I
They're
always
free.
thought they were free.
Yeah, I have been on one bus though before who had the machines on, and then like the person in front of me tapped on, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. Like this just feels wrong in every way. Like it's a replacement bus, man.
Yeah, exactly. You should be giving the service for free.
Yeah.
Next one. The digital marketing billboards in the Sydney CBD that cover up half the walkway. It's a very niche one. Have you seen those ones? Where like there's one I know that I walk
Which
from.
the Central Walkway or
Just any like
I think
kind of-
out in like the streets.
out in the street. So there's one I know on York Street when you're walking down to Barangaroo. There's like a little like pedestrian walkway, but half of it is taken up by a massive billboard. So you have to walk around it, and you have to basically walk onto the street and then walk around and then back onto the pathway.
oh my god,
Yeah,
do those billboards ever work? Like, do they?
they are. Yeah, they're like
Do those
digital
companies
ones.
see a boost in sales?
Oh,
because someone's like,
no, I think
Coke.
I got to walk around.
Yeah. This guy heading to like his bank job at 9:30, like, oh yeah, I'll buy that now.
Yeah.
actually, yeah, do any of those kind of billboards work at all?
I have never been influenced by a billboard.
Yeah,
never.
neither.
I can't imagine they do. Like, I mean, it might be the subtle. Just you're constantly bombarded with
Yeah.
McDonald's. Like one day on Friday, you're like, oh, I feel like a Big Mac. I don't know why. It's just propaganda, I guess.
Next one, no dividers between urinals.
Wait,
So this
The
is a
dividers
Sydney
for-
specific.
Apparently, it's a thing that happens in Sydney. I swear all the bathrooms I've been to, those
So like the individual urinals, you should have those bars.
the little
Ah.
yeah. So they're saying that
yeah, it's better to. Otherwise, you get some splashback and shit.
off other people's.
Because sometimes it fucking splashes on your shoes.
Oh, that's
Bang.
cruddy.
Yeah.
I've always been worried about like the person because peripheral vision, just seeing someone who just does a little glance to the left. It's like, dude, your business is right down there. There's no reason to even glance at the left, brother. There's just no reason.
You don't get curious?
Sometimes you can't help it, man. You gotta be like,
The wandering eyes.
The fucking eye of Sauron's on me, man. Looking to the
Covet
left.
thy neighbor's penis. Next one, the tolls being too expensive. I agree with this.
100%.
Dude, to get from like the hills to the city and back, it's like $40 return.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Oh my
or you got to
God,
take like Victoria Road and go through like the Roselle interchange, and then that's another 40 minutes.
$40, dude.
Dude.
It was sobering when they put prices on Google
Scary,
Maps.
bro.
Yeah.
And I saw like, to save 5 minutes this way, I'll spend $20.
Yeah.
No.
What's your threshold? Like, is there a time limit for it to save for you to use tolls?
It all depends on how much it's going to be. So if it's a $5 toll, I'll probably, and it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like I'd do that. But when it's $40 to save even 20, 30 minutes, I'm like, that's not worth it.
Oh, I think there are times where you still do it though.
If you're in a rush. or
If you're in a
whatever,
rush,
but
yeah.
And the tunnels are like, they're not, you got to fucking you breathe in that gross air and shit. So it's like, dude, Sydney is a scam city. It's
Oh.
Blade Runner. The actual Blade Runner, bro. Even
time.
the fact all these tunnels just have a letter and a number, that's kind of sinister. Like
Yeah.
the M6 becomes the M2. There's just no character. There's nothing. There's
No
at least with
personality in our tolls.
Yeah, at least with the Italians taking over you, there's
That's
probably
true.
like a nice
Dude, they have like, the
hey, this is
Leonardo
our
da Vinci highway. or
Vincenzo
something.
Boulevard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We go however fast we want.
Yeah, over there, honestly, the speed limits are just a suggestion. Really. We've got two quick ones here. People who drive too slow and people who drive too fast. Apparently you can't win here.
Yeah, they're both pretty annoying. Yeah.
We've got slow walkers. I agree with this one.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Slow walkers in a pack, man. When they're horizontally lined up,
and
it's
they've
like,
blocked the-
oh man, have the audacity to at least vertically line yourself up when you're slow.
And they always have AirPods in.
Mm.
Or the ones that, all right, you can be slow, but the ones that are like dawdle and sort of not walk in a straight line.
Yeah, those.
And then they just suddenly stop every now and
That's
then.
the worst one. The
Oh,
ones that
man,
just
God.
stop and they're just like, oh, that's a beautiful bird. It's like, fucking get out of the way, man. Like, honestly, Jesus.
Next up, being patronized to when people find out you're from Western Sydney. This one irks me a bit. Like, oh, how long does it take you to get to the city? Oh, it's so far away, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, mate, I'm only like 30 kilometers away from the city. Let's not pretend like I'm in a whole other state.
I use that to my advantage though, because like at work, I work in the city. People know I live here, 30 kilometers away. I'm like, I can't make it into the office today, mate. I live too far. I'm chilling at home.
Smart.
Do they
working
believe
from-
that?
Yeah, they sympathize with me. Oh yeah, it takes you so long to get to the office. Like
$40
you know,
tolls.
yeah,
We
dude,
understand.
don't worry about coming to the mandatory days of the office. I'm like, I'd love to be there, but the commute, guys.
They think it's like a different world.
Essentially.
People from the North Shore and the eastern suburbs, they think, first of all, they think Western Sydney is like Newtown. And then they're like, no, actual Western Sydney. They're like, oh, I
Strathfield.
don't know if I go there. Oh.
So you said you're from the Burwood area. Would you consider that to be Western Sydney?
Some people do. So it's like the Mecca of Western Sydney. It's like people come there and they think it's rich. And they're like, that's what it feels
People work
like.
their entire lives,
Yeah.
trying to get out of the hood and they make it to Burwood.
Literally, yeah. People from like Campbelltown come there and they're like, oh, wow.
Westfield. And we're going off that. We have a mate that lives in Chatswood and he's scared to go to Parramatta.
What do you mean scared?
What are these?
We say, let's get dinner at Parramatta. He's like, I don't know. I've heard things about there. It's a bit dangerous. Come off it, mate.
Damn.
All right. On that note, people from Hornsby claiming to be from the North Shore. Technically, it is the upper North Shore.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, it's on the North Shore line.
It's on the North Shore line.
Yes.
I feel like this really irks people from the North Shore.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, it's mostly people from the lower North Shore who don't want to be associated with like the Hornsbys, the Warungas, the Waitaras of the world.
To be fair, once you see Hornsby, I
Yeah,
get
it's-
it. No, I don't know if I'd want to be associated with that as well. Hornsby these days as well, man.
Dude, it's
They go
Hornsby's
to,
pretty
they go
grim.
to Westfield, don't they?
Yeah, but it's full of like 16-year-old eshays and like the trash from Central Coast. No offense to them. But like you have people from like, Erin Affair and shit like that who come down and hang around in Hornsby. It's a pretty grim place.
Yeah, I remember going to Hornsby and then I don't know. There must have been tourists, but they were looking at the fountain out like near the Westfield, and they were like, "This is amazing." This fountain outside of Hornsby, Westfield, and I was like, "Oh boy, you're in the wrong spot, man. You're in the wrong spot."
That's funny. Every time I've gone to Hornsby, I'm like, it's all right.
So how many times have you gone though?
Oh, like twice.
Yeah.
The train. I had to get a train to somewhere, to Newcastle probably. And
yeah.
so, yeah, to be fair, I haven't really gone very often, but
Yeah, I think doctors suggest
alright.
don't spend more than 20 minutes there or else you might catch something. Ozpost opening from 9 to 5 to collect parcels, but everyone works from 9 to 5, so you can't collect the parcels.
again, it's just these Australian hours. I don't know why they do that.
Have you ever tried to go to Ozpost during the day?
No.
It's fucking lines at the wazoo, man.
Yeah, it's because their drivers
Yeah.
don't knock on the doors for their packages, man.
Oh
They
my
just take it
God. Yeah.
back.
They don't even bother knocking. They just leave the slip there. Go. Pick it up yourself,
Yeah.
cunt.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do?
I got to spend like an hour and a half in the line for Ozpost, bro.
I imagine the people in the line are all supposed to just old people. Or,
No, it's all demographics.
oh, really?
People like us who've bought stuff online,
Oh, yeah.
got given a fucking slip.
Yeah.
That's why I just, like Amazon, they just leave the shit there. Just throw it.
Yeah.
They probably throw it from the van, bro.
They put a little disclaimer on it.
They get fired if they spend more than 2 seconds. Get the next one in.
Next one, we got too many Irish and British backpackers.
Bro, there's so many. Isn't it funny? 3 brown guys are going to be like, these fucking British. There's too many, but there actually are.
Dude, if you go to Bondi, holy shit.
everywhere.
They're everywhere. Oh
See,
my God.
because I feel like they live more out in the eastern suburbs. So I actually don't interact with them that much unless I go to a bar and obviously they're all bartending. But honestly, day to day, I don't see much. So where are they? What are they doing?
They're all in Bondi. Bondi and Coogee.
Yeah. They're all in the eastern suburbs area, and that's the rental crisis.
Yes.
It's like, fucking Claire from London. I don't want to pay $600 a week for a 1-bedroom. Thank you. It's like that. That's the rental crisis, not the Indians and the Asians who are just studying here.
Yes,
it's the
preach,
British.
brother.
It's
People who get on the bus only to get off 2 stops later.
I mean, I don't know if it's that bad.
That's not that I was gonna say.
I
Like,
don't think
especially
that's-
if the 2 stops are like at least 10 minutes apart. It's a fair walk. And that's what the bus is there for. How are
I was
you
about to say,
attacking someone
yeah,
for?
the bus is there for that.
Next one. Roads around the airports are confusing.
They are, yeah. They're pretty confusing.
I tried driving there recently, and dude, you take the wrong turn and you're going all the way around, like whichever M number it is, and then you have to go all the way back around. It's
You end up in Brighton.
yeah,
You end up,
Yeah. End up at Bay Vista. No one wants to go there.
Like, oh, I thought I left the Middle East. What's this thing?
Got a few more quick ones. One person just wrote seagulls. Then a few other people wrote seagulls around Darling Harbour, seagulls around Barangaroo, seagulls around Circular Quay. One of them even barked at me.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Someone wrote in the people who feed the seagulls. I agree with that. Don't fucking feed
Yeah.
them, dude. Jesus Christ. Someone wrote in the vegan protesters.
Oh, are these the ones at like town hall?
Yeah.
What did they do this time?
Just their existence.
Are they always just there permanently there?
Yeah.
Right.
Dude, I saw the Holy Trinity once when I went recently. I saw the first ones were the Jesus preachers.
Yep.
Then I saw the Hare Krishna people. And then I saw the Free Julian Assange people. I'm like, fuck this, I'm getting out of here. Like, they're all trying to give you some sort of flyer.
It's the Bermuda Triangle, bro. If you walk in the middle, you're not coming out. You're converting to something.
I remember the vegan protesters at UNSW were the worst, though. Like, they would full try and, like,
Oh yeah, Rohit got done by one of them.
because they bait you in with free cupcakes. Like, oh, watch this video and you get a free cupcake. I'm like, oh, beauty. And then the video you watch is like 20 minutes of just cows getting slaughtered. Like just getting taken into the abattoir and getting like literally minced up. And then they give you the cupcake and it's a vegan cupcake and it tastes like shit. So not only did you waste 20 minutes watching some filth, you can't even enjoy the cupcake that they give you.
Fuck those documentaries, the ones on Netflix. You ever watch those?
No, I stick clear of all of that.
They get really dramatic.
They're pretty intense, hey,
Oh,
some of them.
Which
Dude,
one?
they get so dramatic.
Cowspiracy, Forks Over
Sorry,
Night.
what?
There's one called Cowspiracy. It's a funny name when you think
That's a great name. Any that you recommend?
Probably that one, hey.
Cowspiracy.
I mean, it'll make you vegan if you watch that.
All right, next up, we got a two-pronger as well. Sydney buses rarely on time, and the line for buses at Wynyard Station being a kilometre long. I've empathized with the second one. I've seen that. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's like A to D, and you hope they're close, but not. D is like way in the distance, man. Like
It's on the
holy
horizon.
shit.
So that's it for the listener ones. Do we have any personal ones that you guys wanted to discuss?
Bro, they covered everything there.
I was gonna say,
There was a lot of driving and transport related.
Yeah.
which is my pet peeve about Sydney is that to survive in the city, you actually need a car. You can't rely on public transport, and everything is so far that you can't walk to it or whatnot. You need a car.
Yeah, and then the parking's impossible. And just the way that it's designed as a city is pretty
Shit.
bad. But it's still where we all live, I guess.
Still the best city in
Still-
Sydney. In Australia.
My
sorry.
thing is like there's no real might be even before the lockdowns, it wasn't like there was a crazy nightlife. And it's the biggest, or maybe Melbourne's a bit bigger now, but it's like this is the biggest city in Australia, or at least,
Yeah.
top two. Like have some nightlife, man. Have some clubs, have there's not even like a district where it used to be King's Cross, but there's
That's
nowhere
dead.
you go
Yeah.
to. You just have to go to like Campbelltown. That's where you get the excitement. That's where the fireworks are. But there's no comedy in London. There's like 7 dedicated comedy clubs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's just much more of a comedy culture there. In Sydney, there's 1 and it's 3 nights a week.
Oh, it's not even every night.
No.
It's the Comedy Store, right? That's
Yeah.
in Moore Park as well. So it's not even in the city.
There's no demand because they would do it every night, but people just don't. A bit out of the way, maybe. But even then, it's just there's no. Forget just comedy. There's just no like in Burwood, the Chinatown stays open really late.
Yeah,
There's
right.
restaurants open really late. It's
Yeah.
actually got a good vibe, but the city itself is just I mean, aren't they trying to do something where like they're trying to make, they change the names of some certain councils or some, like they changed Surrey Hills to like it's the lamest name ever. It was like the X Quarter or some shit like that.
No, I didn't see that.
No, I got to Google that. Hang on. There's some like name changes of Sydney.
Problem is like
areas.
if someone, you know, was in town from somewhere else and like, oh, what should we do on a Saturday night in Sydney? I have nothing to suggest to you.
Yeah.
'Cause in good conscience, I'm not going to be like, go to Ivy. No, bro. Don't go there. But what else is open? Fucking City Heroes. Like, dude, I've got nothing to offer you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, go to sleep, wake up and go for a run.
I got this for you. So this last year, Sydney's about to undergo a major revamp, which will see more attractions, precincts, and areas completely renamed. So this was 20 suburbs set to receive a $200,000 cash injection, and 21 suburbs across 8 areas revamped. So some of the name changes. Yeah, King's Cross, soon to be known as KXQ.
Sorry?
No way.
So they're trying to, some fucking marketing idiot has been like, oh, we got to make it sound cool. And so instead of calling it King's Cross, they're going to call it KXQ.
Who is
Darlinghurst will be coined the Rainbow Precinct.
No.
I
That's
swear
a
to
bit
God.
on the that's on
Sounds
the
like a
nose.
Batuta article.
Yeah, I know. It's like, do you want homophobia? Like, come on, bro. Like, inner city suburbs include Chippendale, Piedmont, and Ultimo will be revamped.
The fact that they're calling it precincts now, like, I think we're actually living in Blade Runner, dude. This is fucked.
Dude, yeah, like, is Sydney more of a fitness town? Like, it's more for, you know, going to the beach, running, playing sport, going outside.
I think it's a morning. It's
not
a early morning.
kinda-
Go for a swim, go for a run, do fucking reformer Pilates. I don't know.
Totally. All right, here's some for you. Koreatown in Eastwood. So Eastwood's they're gonna call it Koreatown or something.
No, they've officially changed that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, they've already done that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Harris Park is going to be rebranded as Little India.
India.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. In Surrey Hills, they're going to have a place called the Hollywood Quarter.
Oh, that's just.
Wait, what does that even mean?
What's Hollywood about?
Are they trying to
Surrey
make
Hills?
it like LA-ish? That's just silly.
Trying to make it LA. So they're
Sunset
trying
Boulevard
to
or
just
something?
make, when tourists come, then I guess rather than if they're just looking at, Harris Park or whatever, they don't know that it's got a lot of Indian place. So
Gotcha,
then maybe
right.
they say, Little India, let's
Little
go there. And then
yeah.
Rainbow Precinct, I guess, then you'd clearly know, like, all right, that's where if you want to experience, you know, if you are gay or whatever, you go there.
Yeah.
That's where, but man, like KXQ.
Push tonight. Let's go KXQ.
But doesn't
Dude.
help.
I'm telling you to fuck off.
KXU's still dead though. There's nothing there. Like, great, you can change the name, but there's still nothing to do there.
Exactly. What, you're gonna just like run into some junkies and then
Stare at the Coca-Cola sign for about
That's
a couple
it, yeah.
hours.
Yeah, what is that cash injection? It's just that marketer just going, yep, KXQ done.
Into my pocket.
this just comes across as, you know, when those like people come to schools and they're like, we're gonna do a play about not doing drugs but make it cool.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
It feels like that. It's like, we got to make some of these suburbs cool for the youth,
Objectively,
for the kids.
is Sydney boring?
I mean, yeah, I think
Kind
it
of is, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, yeah, well, we, lived here whole lives, but it is boring. Like you said, Migs, someone says what to do Saturday at night. Man, I don't know. Like, strike bowling. Just go there, play laser tag, bro. I don't know.
Hornsby, Westfield. That's where you go.
Yeah, we'll see the fountain. The clock will rotate.
Yeah, there's
It's
nothing.
not a going out city. It's
Nah.
it's a city where you live, and if you can get a house here, then you
afford it.
get an amazing life. And it's very chill, probably a very nice place to raise a family. But if you're young and want a vibrant city to go out, then nah,
Go to
that's
Melbourne.
Not the, yeah, go to Melbourne.
All right, on that
Siri's listening,
depressing note, we'll maybe leave that there.